Hey guys, Jack here, and today, finally, I can show you some real gameplay of The Division. Seems like it's been a lifetime since this game was announced, but here it is, beta starting very soon on the 28th of January. The full game is out on March the 8th. So what is The Division then? Well, based on the 3 hours I played yesterday on Xbox One, I think it's primarily an RPG with some very cool shooter mechanics that can be played from start to finish solo or with up to 3 other players in a group if you want to have more fun. The game is also releasing on PC and PS4 at the same time, just for your information. I did play the PC version, but I'm not allowed to talk about it just yet. Now, I have to say that there is some stuff like cutscenes and menus in the game that I'm not allowed to show you because they don't want to spoil anything. But there is a full-on story mode in this game with cutscenes, voice actors and characters. The game starts with an excellent intro that sets the scene, and then you're just thrown into this mid-crisis New York where someone naughty has made a virus and spread it via banknotes on Black Friday. It's the perfect plan. It kills a load of people, there's riots everywhere, the police disband, the bad people take advantage, everyone splits up into groups and the city just goes nuts. And that's where you come in, the players, as agents of The Division. You're self-supported tactical agents who have the president's backing to fix stuff. And when the game starts, you can pick how your character looks. Male, female, different faces, hairstyles, accessories, beards, tattoos. This isn't like Fallout 4 or Dragon Age Inquisition character customization, but you get a few different options. And after that, you'll be in the game, and as I said, you can play the entire game solo if you want to. It looked to me like there were around 15 main campaign missions and more than double side missions. There's lots of content in the base game here from what I could tell. And as you complete missions, gain XP and loot, you'll find yourself upgrading your base of operations, which in this game is the massive New York post office. Think of it as the Citadel from Mass Effect. Inside, you'll be safe, you can talk to NPCs, get quests, you know the score. As well as this, you can upgrade your base of operations. It will change in its look as you do this. It's going to become cleaner, more organized. People are going to move in there. The technology is going to improve. There are also, very importantly, 3 different wings of it that you can upgrade that will in turn give abilities and perks to your character in the form of trade, medical and armory. This is one of the things I'm not really allowed to show you guys because of spoilers, but there is a load of character customization abilities and perks. There are no classes here in this game. You can change things on the fly mid-battle if you want to, and just try and synergize with your team. It was almost overwhelming to me at first because we had everything unlocked by the developers, but come endgame, you'll have a plethora of options for your characters. Another very important element of the game is loot. Hidden in cases around the city, some of it level gated. It can be dropped by NPCs, bosses and players in the Dark Zone. You can get it from mission rewards. Loot is pivotal to your success throughout the game. And this comes in the form of weapons and armor. In terms of weapons, it seems to me there are 6 classes here. Pistols, SMGs, assault rifles, LMGs, shotguns and sniper rifles. At any time you can have 2 primary weapons and 1 secondary weapon equipped, and you can also customize the guns too. You can add grips, skins, sights, suppressors, each with their own perks and advantages. There are also like 8 different types of grenades to use as well, consumables too, and also your special abilities on top like auto turrets, seeker mines, personal shields, etc., and all of these can have perks as well. The combat in this game felt great and satisfying to me. The shooting and cover systems were tight. There were opportunities in the level design to flank. You can suppress enemies with LMGs to keep their heads down. There are moving accuracy penalties. This is a proper shooter. The combat was just very fluid. You can easily pop abilities on the fly and communicate with your team. Some of the automatic weapons had quite a lot of recoil too. One of my major concerns with the game after I played it at E3 last year was just how spongy the enemies were. The game had a very long time to kill. I'm glad to say it looks like now they've actually shortened the time to kill a little bit, but keep in mind this isn't Battlefield or COD level time to kill. This is at its core an RPG. So when you shoot at people you can see damage numbers flying off them similar to Destiny. And if you're shooting them in the chest or the legs, it will take a couple of mags to bring them down. Headshots are key, of course, and some of the bosses are extremely spongy, which at times can come across a bit weird because they're just normal people not wearing that much armor. But once you get over that and realize, hey, you know, this is a loot-based RPG shooter, you sink into it quickly and it feels right for the game. The Division also has PvP elements in it in the form of the Dark Zone. This area takes up around a third of the map, and there's a very obvious transition when you enter it, either climbing over a wall or through a shady looking tunnel. When you're in the Dark Zone, you'll know about it, and in here you'll find the best loot the game has to offer. You'll also find tougher NPCs and other real players. There's no lobby or server list though, you just seamlessly transition into a multiplayer space. The Dark Zone we were in had 24 players in it, and I don't know if that's the maximum amount or if you're allowed more. You don't have to shoot people either, you can team up with them if you want to. They've even added local directional voice chat too, and this was one of my big criticisms of the game when I played it at E3 and produced a video on it. A dev told me back then that it wouldn't be in the game, but I'm glad to say that now it is in the game, which opens up all sorts of roleplay, team play, funny stuff, and just makes the PvP in a game like this so much better. If you shoot at another neutral player though, you're going to go rogue, and people in the close vicinity to you will be able to see that on their maps for a short period of time, and you're going to have a large bounty on your head. The longer you stay alive and the more players you kill or shoot at, the higher your rogue level will go, and you're going to earn more Dark Zone XP, and eventually, if you get to rogue level 5 I think it was, you'll become a global threat. If you manage to survive your bounty timer, you'll receive it for yourself. If you lose it, you're going to die and respawn, taking a massive hit in your Dark Zone XP, which can move up and down. And of course, what we're going to move on to now, you'll lose any loot that you've picked up in the Dark Zone and other players will be able to steal it. So going into that element of the game, being in the PvP area means that you can get the best loot in the game. The deeper you go, the quality gets better. If you find some, you'll carry a contaminated box on your hip which is bright yellow and everyone can see it. And to actually use that loot in game and secure it, you're going to have to go to a specific point on the map and extract it via a helicopter, which takes a couple of minutes to come in, and all other players in the area are alerted of it. This will then be their opportunity, their choice for them to go rogue and to try and come and take that loot off you and steal it for themselves if they manage to extract it. It's a very interesting dynamic that creates these impromptu attack and defense style moments. Now then, I don't want to go too in depth in this video and say you absolutely have to get this game, because I only play for 3 hours and that's by no means an indication of how good the overall game is going to be. Everything was very new to me and exciting, and I don't want to spoil too much for you, but I have to say that those 3 hours I played were fun, and it's very apparent to me that this is a polished AAA game packed full of detail and content. If you enjoy games like Mass Effect, Deus Ex and Destiny, you will love this. I had a blast playing it and I can see myself sinking lots of hours into it when it releases in the PvE and PvP areas. One of the biggest concerns I have here though is with late game content. When you've spent an entire week playing it, and probably by then you've completed all of the main missions and side missions, fully upgraded your base of operations, will there be enough content there to keep players engaged and interested? I learnt at the event that there will be free content drops as well as paid for bigger DLC packs, but I just hope that these come soon and regularly enough for the modern I want it now video game audience. I hope so. I did ask developers at the event I went to about late game content, but no one was allowed to talk about it, sadly. I'm sure all will be revealed very soon though when the game releases. Also, something else I noted, the Xbox One version looks good, no doubt. There's some really nice weather effects. It's definitely not native 1080p though, but it only runs at 30 FPS, and there were moments in combat where there was a lot of players on screen and explosions. You could definitely feel the FPS dropping below 30 FPS and chugging a little bit. I haven't tried the PS4 version, and as I said, I did try the PC version, and I can comment fully on that soon, so watch out for it, but I'm definitely going to be playing the game on PC when it launches. Overall, I was very impressed by The Division. I think it's going to be a great game, packed full of story, detail, choice, action, team play, secrets, and satisfying combat. And when it launches, providing the servers are stable and any bugs from the beta are fixed, I'm sure it'll be a big hit. Part of me still wishes the entire game was an open PvP and PvE area instead of just the dark zone when you're outside of missions, or maybe an opt-in for that option. I just think it would have been really cool to bump into groups of players wherever in the city, or even to defend your base of operations from a group of players attacking it. But I do understand why the developers have chosen the dark zone only route for PvP. Oh, and one last thing in before there's an Easter egg if you manage to close all of the car doors in the game. And that's all for today, guys. Let me know your thoughts on The Division down in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and I'll see you in the next one.